Alright guys, well today what we're going to try to be going over is functions. Okay, so let's first explain what a function is. Alright, it is a set, or a relationship I should say, a relation is a set of ordered pairs. Okay, the domain of the relation, okay, or the pairs, is the set of all first components of the ordered pair, meaning these are all your x values. So we're looking at x values. Whenever we say domain, we know we're going to be looking at x values. Now, alright, whenever we're looking at range, we're looking at y values. Okay, so x values and y values is essentially what we're looking for. So I'm going to give you guys a set of ordered pairs. So let's look at, we'll call the relationship. Alright, we've got 3, 4. We've got 6, 7. And we've got 2, 3. Now from the last video, we should have realized that the first number is your x, the second number is your y. The first number is your x, second number is your y. First number is your x, second number is your y. So when we're looking at something like this, okay, when we're looking at something like this, and we want to know what the domain is, well, let's just list out all my x values. I have a 3, I have a 6, and I have a 2. So in order from least to greatest, I've got a 2, I've got a 3, and I've got a 6. This is my domain. Alright, my domain is my x values. My range is my y values. I've got a 4, 7, and a 3. So from least to greatest, I've got a 3, 4, and 7. Alright, this is how you get your x, y values, or your domain and your range. Okay, now what I want you guys to do is I want you to pause this video, and then I want you to do the two do yourselves. Alright, that means this problem and this problem. I want you guys to do these by yourselves. Okay, so let's go over these. Once again, all we're doing is we're trying to find the domain and the range of each relation. So let's label all of these. You have your x, 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 and x. Your y, your y, your y, and your y. So my domain, I'll label D for domain. It's my x values. Okay, so I have a 2, a 2, a 0, and a 3. Now, I forgot to tell you this earlier, but whenever you're writing these out, we cannot have repeaters. Okay, so we have a 2, a 0, and a 3. So when I write my domain, all I'm going to write is 0, 2, and 3. Normally you'd write the 2 again. Okay, normally you'd try to write the 2 again, but considering we already wrote 2 down, we don't have to write it again. My range, okay, 3, a 4, a -1, and a -1. So my range, -1, 3, and 4. Notice once again I didn't write the -1 twice because I have more than one -1, but I only have to write it once. Okay. The next problem, you have 4, a 5, and a 5. Okay, so my domain would just be 4, 5. My range, okay, my range is a 1, a -3, a -2, and a 6. So you'll get -2, 3, 1, 6. Okay, so far so good, hopefully. Now, the next problem. Functions. Okay, in this blank you're going to write functions. Okay, functions is a relationship in which each first component in the ordered pair responds to exactly one second component, or every input has a unique output or y. What this means is that every x has a unique y. Now, I'll give you guys a little analogy. I do apologize, ladies. This is kind of a sexist analogy, but hopefully it works and allows you guys to understand it. Okay, biology. We are made up of males and females. Females have the XX chromosomes. Males have the XY chromosomes. So you have the XX chromosomes males, XX chromosome is females, XY chromosome is males. So XX female, XY male. Okay. So we both sexes have at least one X. The only difference is that females have an XX, males have an XY as their second chromosome. So this is how we think of it. Since females are X's, okay, in life, if a female has more than one boyfriend, we think of her as tramp, thought, whatever you want to say, okay? I know it's incorrect, but just for the analogy, we're going to use it, okay? So we say females can't have more than one boyfriend, okay? Females can't have more than one male, okay? Females can't have more than one male. Males can have as many females as he wants. Okay? Now, let me tell you why I'm giving you this analogy. Alright? Females, remember, females are X values. Okay? It means no X value can have more than one Y value. No X value can have more than one Y value. But Y values can have as many X values as they want. So, let's go to the first problem. Okay? So, we're looking at this problem right here. You have negative 2, 5, 2, 7, negative 3, 5, and 3, 5. Okay? So, my x's are negative 2, 2, negative 3, 3. Okay? So, these are my x values. Now, we're looking at them. We have all unique x values. Notice that. My x, I have a negative 2, I have a 2, I have a negative 3, and 3. Okay? So all my x values, okay, have a unique y. So this x has a 5. This x has a 7. This x has a 5. And this x has a 5. Now, we'll list these out. My domains. Okay? My domain, D. Okay, so D for domain is negative 3, negative 2, 2, and 3. Okay? My range is 5 and 7. Okay? Females, males. Now, I'm going to draw a line from every x value to its y value. So you get negative 3 here. So negative 3 next to negative 3 was a 5. So negative 3, 5. So I'm going to draw from negative 3 to 5. From negative 2 to 5 again. From 2 to 7. And then from 3 to 5. Okay. So these are all my females. Alright. This female is only dating this male. This female is only dating this male. This female is only dating this male. But notice how this guy, alright? So, this guy is dating 3 females. For some reason, that's okay. But, so, it's okay for him to be dating 3 females. So, what we can say about this pair of points is that this is actually a function. Okay? We can call this a function because every woman is only dating one person. So every woman's only dating one person. Now, let's look at it when the females aren't dating just one person. So, looking at this one, we have a 3, we have a 1, we have a -3, we have a -4. Here, let me adjust this camera real fast. Maybe, I feel like, no, we'll just keep it like that. Okay. So, what we're looking at right now is you're looking at all these points. So let's label them again. My X, X, and X. Y, and Y. Okay, so you got 3, -3, 8, 9, and 3. So let's label these out. My domain, alright, all my D's. So I got 3, -3, 8, 9, and 3. So I got -3. Alright, so 1, 3. Now notice I have 2 3's here. Okay, so I only wrote 3 once. 8 and 9. Those are my domains, my range. Alright, let's write the range. Alright, so I've got 1, -4, 5, 1, and 2. So I'm going to write -4 first. 1, 2, 5. Okay, so now let's connect everything. -3. So my -3 connects to -4. Cool. -3 is going out with -4. 3. Alright, 3 is going out with 1. But 3 is also going out with 2. Okay. 3 is going out with 1 and 2. 8. 8's going out with 5. And 9's going out with 1. Okay. So, everyone's going out with someone. Now, notice. D's. All we're trying to look for is we're looking at the females. We don't really care what the males do for some reason, but we care about what the females are doing. So we're looking at the females. So let's see. Is there one female that has more than one boyfriend? Well, -3, it's only going out with -4. 8's only going out with 5. 9's only going out with 1. But look at 3. 3's going out with not only 1, but she's also going out with 2. So 3's going out with 1 and 2. So because of that, it's not a function. Okay? It's not a function. The females cannot be going out with more than one males, or the X's can't have more than one Y. Alright? Not a function. This last one, let's do this real fast. X's are 4, 3, 7, 2. So, let's write domain. 2, 3, 4, and 7. Let's write the range. Alright, 5, 6, 4, 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. The 2's going out with 7. The 3's going out with the 6. 7's going out with the 4. The 4's going out with the 5. Alright, everyone has a unique partner in this one. So all the X's all the females or all the X's only have one male, so it is a function. Now, let's go on. Function, the vertical line test. Okay, so vertical line test. Vertical line test. Vertical line test. All right. So, a way to check whether an equation or graph of a equation is a function is by using the vertical line test. So, what we're going to do first is I'm going to graph this first one. So, y equals 2x plus 1. So, if remember from the last video, let's graph how to graph this. Okay. So, remember, this is my y-intercept. Okay. So we're gonna mark off where our y-intercept is. It's where it crosses the y-axis, and it crosses right here. All right. So at 1, since this is a positive 1, it crosses at 1. my slope being 2 over 1. Okay, so that means we're going to go up 2 and over 1. So we're going to go up 1, 2 over 1. Okay, so this creates a line. So this is how the vertical line test works. I'm going to start drawing a series of vertical lines. Okay, just anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're drawing them. The idea behind this is it possible to draw the vertical line? All right, is it possible to draw the vertical line and go through more than one point on the function, or not the function, but the equation? So notice this is a straight line. No matter where I draw my vertical line, okay, no matter where I draw my vertical line, it's only going to pass through one point on the line itself. So what we can say about this is that it's a function because it passes the vertical line test. It's a function because no vertical line can pass through more than one point of that thing. Let's try this one. Okay, so this is a parabola. If I draw a vertical line, it doesn't matter where I draw this vertical line, all right, there's no way I can go through more than one point of this u. All right, there's no way I can do more than one point of this u. So we will call this, once again, a function. Now the circle. Well, look what I just did. Drew a vertical line. It goes through this part of the circle, and it goes through this part of the circle. Okay, two different places. So this is not a function because it did not pass the vertical line test. I was able to draw a vertical line and go through more than one point of the circle. Okay, the other ones I wasn't able to do that with, but this one I am. 1, 2, so not a function. So pause the video, try doing this one and this one by yourself. Notice this is a line going up and down right here, just in case you couldn't see it. It's a line going up and down. Okay, let's do vertical line test. Alright, this first one, nowhere I can draw that vertical line and go through more than one point. Nowhere. Alright, so this one, first one is a function. Okay, second one is a straight up and down line, otherwise known as a vertical line. This one, I can draw a vertical line right down the vertical line. Alright, if I draw a vertical line right down this vertical line, it touches the line in infinitely many places. Alright, so it's crossing everywhere. So technically this is not a function. Alright, not a function. Alright, function can't cross through more than one point. Not a function if it can cross through more than one point. Now, let's get into what's known as domain range of just the graph itself. So we're going to be able to look at graphs and tell whether or not it's the domain and range. Remember, domain is x, range is y. Alright, if you look at your sheet, it's kind of hard to see, but I'll explain where we're at. So this right here, this point right here is -1 on your x values. This point right here is 5 on your x values. So this is -1 to 5. Okay. So what we're trying to figure out is on the x-axis, meaning this, how far does this how far does this object go? So you can see it starts at -1 and ends at 5. So since it starts at -1, ends at 5, its domain. Okay, we're going to be using those brackets and parentheses things, is from -1 to 5. Okay, domain. Range. Well, the highest point is up here, the lowest point is down here, because we're looking at the up and down now, okay, the y values. Well, my highest y value, alright, is 3. My lowest y value is -3. So this goes from -3 to +3. So my range, alright, my range is -3 to +3. Okay, let's look at the next thing. Okay, x values. X values, remember, x line. So this is x values. Now, once again, this is a parabola. If you notice that this arrow is pointing to the slanted downward, okay? So this is technically going to be going down and a little bit to the left forever. So it's going to be expanding off into this direction forever. So, since this arrow is going forever, this down and this way, so down and to the left, it means that all the x values from here on out are part of this function. And same thing here. All the x values from here on out is part of the x values. So technically, this function, alright, expands to all the x values. Now, if we were to say to expand to all the x values, what we mean is the domain, okay, the domain goes from negative infinity to positive infinity. Because this thing technically goes off into negative infinity to the x's and positive infinity to the y. To the positive x's. All right, it goes this way and this way forever. But the y's aren't as lucky, meaning the range. Now we got to see the values of the range. Remember, range is how far up and down it can go. Well, let's see. It only goes up to a certain point. The highest point is right here. But my highest point, okay, so my highest point is at 3. That's about as far up it can go. But notice how I told you that these are going down and to the left. This one's going down and to the right.